Hi, everyone, and welcome to The Naked Truth. I am Jennifer Bleacher. I am one of your hosts this evening, and my other host is the amazing, very intelligent James Haney. Welcome, James Haney.
Thank you. Sometimes intelligent. Um, Hello, everybody. Tonight our guest is what more fitting guest than someone who is actually sort of a very mother-type figure, I guess I should say, for the community. On Mother's Day, we have our guest, Mama Rose, tonight. Welcome, Mama Rose.
Thank you. I'm honored. I'm very, very honored. Thank you for inviting me.
I was thinking this is the most perfect night to have her on the show. One, because we call her Mama Rose. At least I call her Mama Rose, and many, many of us do. And two, this week is WSFA, and we're going to be answering some questions about WSFA, and she's very, very connected to that organization. So I'm so glad to have you on the show tonight. And who's sitting next to you, Mama Rose?
My sissy, Tony Namneth,
So
the CEO of the WSA Foundation of America, the WSFA.
we are so lucky that you happen to be staying with her right now so she can also be on the show and answer some questions for us. So thank you, ladies, so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to get into some community celebrations, and then we're going to get right into the questions for Mama Rose and Antonia. Okay, first is JCS's WLS journey. She had surgery this week. Congratulations, JC. I'm sorry, it's not JCS's. I think it's JC's. JC's WLS journey. Kim Can Do It recently spoke in front of a group of 160 people about her surgery and her experience. So congratulations, Kim. That was very exciting. Wish Hardway just completed her master's degree. Congratulations. Michelle VSG is celebrating her birthday this week. Happy birthday, Michelle. And I got a message from Alicia, Miss Beautiful Alicia today, and she is actually going to be celebrating her birthday at the WSFA. So happy early birthday to her. Green Machine Aussie VSG made it to the losers bench this week too, which means she had surgery this week. So congratulations. Trisha Pretty O'Neill says that she hit a big goal this week. She is under 250 pounds, and her 1 year is coming up, and she is trying to get down to 200 lost by then, which is an insane amount. After this, I want to go to both of you and have you share your stats with everyone so they can also hear how much you've lost. Rebecca Law is celebrating her getting through the last 2 weeks. She is ladies in the community who got pregnant after WLS. I know a lot of women have WLS so that they can get pregnant and have babies, and the last couple of weeks have been hard. She's been on bed rest after her water broke at 23 weeks, but the last 2 weeks have gone well, and she's celebrating that. So thinking of you, Rebecca. Kevin Mahoney is celebrating being 4 years out and still kicking ass.
And taking names, he said.
Wait, what did I read it wrong?
He said, and taking names.
That's right.
Yeah. Stacy Stewart Anders has reached her doctor's goal. She's down from 305 to 150, which is simply amazing. Congratulations. And Al Williams said that his wife, is it Gianna or Gina? I think it's Gina. Hit Wonderland this week. So congratulations, everybody. So let's go back to James and have James share with us how much he's lost and how many years out and all that. And then we'll go to Mama Rose for the same thing.
Okay. I had my VSG in September 1st of 2009, so I am a little over 6.5 years out at this point. For the longest time, I originally had a weight loss that I've maintained for quite a while of 350 pounds. I started out at 3 weeks before surgery at about 600 pounds. I was 580 at the time of my surgery. So recently I've had lots of health issues that sort of limit my mobility the past couple of years. So I've put on about 30 pounds. So I'm maintaining a 320-pound loss, though, so I'm still pretty happy with that.
It is just incredible. Congratulations, Jim.
Thank you.
And Mama Rose, how about you? What are your stats?
Uh-oh, did we lose her? Can she not hear you?
She might not have heard me. I've been having connection problems.
It's been coming off on and on. Am I next?
Yeah, she
I've
says.
heard a little bit of James.
Yeah, we can hear your. She wants to hear your stats now.
Oh, I'm amazed with James. I think that is just so amazing.
Thank you.
James, congratulations. You've done awesome. And I was just telling Antonia earlier before it started that you're so intelligent that I was kind of intimidated. You were going to give me some really tough questions.
Oh no. Not on Mother's Day.
Anyway.
I mean, come on.
So
what are your stats, Mama Rose?
I was 487 pounds, and I've maintained. I was down to 100, between 160, 170. I'm 190 now, 187, 190. But I've maintained 300 pounds gone. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with that.
You know, and even
I'm 12
though
years out.
And even though you both mentioned that you had regain, your regain doesn't sound like that much to me.
You know, Antonia and I were talking about how the body remembers where you were at one time, and I think my body is totally confused because it never was small to begin with, not even in high school. So my body doesn't know where its set point is. Don't you feel that way, James?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and you know, for me, I kind of look at it like this. I figure the average weight loss patient, right, is going to have some what they call quote unquote bounce back. It's usually 10, 15, 20 pounds. It depends on how much you lose, right? I mean, it's a percentage of your weight loss, right?
20% is standard.
Right, and so that's what I'm saying. So if you lose 100 pounds and you gain back 20, that's the norm, right? Yeah. I figured I've gained back 30. That's less than 10% of my original loss. So I'm pretty happy with that, you know.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I'm just saying he's well below the average. The average is 20%. So most people that get to their goal weight within 2 years will regain 20% of the weight and stay there, which is still considered a healthy weight, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why they can say that 85% of weight loss surgery patients maintain a healthy weight the rest of their lives, right? Yeah. So even though it may be more than goal, it's way below where they started. They're maintaining an 80% loss, which is statistically the best you can ever hope for anyone if you've been 100 pounds or more overweight. That's amazing. And your weight loss, James, and your maintenance is well above normal. Yeah. So you should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because I was going to say it's hard because, you know, when I think a lot of us, and it's this way with any weight loss patient, I think, you get to that sort of your goal or real close to that low point or whatever you consider your goal is, and you get there and you're like, wow, this is amazing, and you can stay there, at least for the first year, it's pretty easy, it seems like. And then when you do start to have regain, you're like, oh, what's going on? Then it's almost like you sometimes feel like, oh, well, it's scary because you think, okay, am I going to keep continuing to gain 5, 10, 15 pounds per year? You know, 10 years later, I'm going to be 50 pounds heavier, you know. That's a scary part, I think, for most people. But I think if we put on if we think of it as we're all going to have some regain from our original low weight, you know, like whatever your low weight is that you get to a year and a half out of, or 2 years, you know, at the point of where you pretty much are, most people stop losing weight, you know, and then you have some regain. If it's like you said, if it's within those percentages, I'm not happy with where I'm at now because I know I can actually maintain at a lower weight because it was pretty easy for me to maintain earlier. It's just a lot of it is just my activity level, and I know that's why I put on weight, you know, and the boredom eating, sitting around. But you know, like I said, I couldn't be happier for the amount I've lost, and it's not just that. It's the other things I've lost along with it. You know, the no more medications. You know, the ability to go anywhere I want, and my mobility, although it's limited now, was, I mean, before I injured my leg and my foot, it wasn't no big deal. Whereas before, as you know, Mama Rose knows, you know, mobility is an issue when you're as big as we are. You can't go anywhere. You know, you can't do anything. Regular life is not something we can do, you know.
Exactly. Those are the freedoms. Those are the things that I embrace, and those are the things that I would wish that this community would embrace more than the number that a scale can give you, because it is so sad, as far as I'm concerned, when I get lots of letters And I get letter after letter after letter of people that are breaking themselves to the point that they hate the body that they're in today, yet they despised the body they were in before. So it's like, okay, I love it, but I hate it. No, you need to learn to embrace it, because this is where you have your freedoms. Like James said, no more medications. You're able to walk up and down stairs. You're able to sit on the floor. You're able to do all the non-scale victories, which I call my freedoms.
Right.
And I would never want to go back to not have my freedoms. That's why I work so hard to maintain, even if this is a maintaining where I need to lose. And with menopause, it's kind of hard. But anyway, that's another topic in itself. Because you cannot compare an older person to the younger generation. We're just going to lose weight a little different. So there's a lot of obstacles that need to be, mixed in there. But at the same time, even us as older people, we don't embrace all of the freedoms. We need to see that on a daily basis, not just yearly basis, on a daily basis.
Like yesterday, we were in Manhattan Beach, which is near where we live, and we had to go down this really steep hill. Rosemary and Jim and I, my husband, and we're climbing up this hill. And sorry, it's my dog. And we're climbing up the hill, and Rosemary's like practically jumping up and down because she was so excited she could just make it up that hill.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was a steep incline, but she was celebrating her freedom to do such a thing. And I mean, so she doesn't just say that, she really thinks it and does it. I mean, I'm proud of her for that. She's much better than I am. But, because she does, she smells the roses along the way. And I think most of us don't. We like get to some weight, then even if we're not regaining, I can't tell you how many people will complain about their skin or something. They just can't be happy with where they're at.
Yeah.
And appreciate what they should be appreciating. But I guess that's kind of human nature for all of us with all kinds of topics, not just weight,
But I think that if we begin to talk more about about embracing it and about loving it, then it'll kind of spread. And that's what I want to do. If I did anything in this world, that's what I would want you to remember, is that I spread that message out there, to embrace and live the freedom. Don't talk about it, live it. Because this life is too short not to live it.
I'm so happy to hear you say that, Mama Rose. I've actually come to the same conclusion for myself recently. Actually, today I posted a video where I declared goal, which was actually 28 pounds heavier than my original goal that I set for myself. And I was a little nervous about what people would say about that, because in the past on other people's videos, people have attacked them when they call goal like earlier than they originally planned and say that they're giving up and things like that. Luckily, no one's left any rude comments about it yet, but I got to a point where I realized I'm still overweight, and I never got to my original goal that I set for myself. But I'm so happy with where I'm at. And even though I have some strength goals and I want to do some sculpting to my body, if I never get lower than I am today, I would be perfectly happy with where I'm at. And I realized I was trying to get to a lower number for other people and not for myself. Because if it was just for me, I'm happy with where I'm at. Yeah. So I'm so glad that you're saying that and starting this conversation.
But see, some people think that we wear the number on our head, on our forehead. My forehead's pretty big, and you could probably see my.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't have sound for you.
I can hear you, James, but I can't hear Mama Rose.
Yeah, I can't hear her either. She just cut out all of a sudden. We can't hear you, Mama Rose.
Oh no, we can see you, but we can't hear you. Okay, well, I'll just take this moment. Actually, Mama Rose, if you can hear me, why don't you disconnect and reconnect? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Okay, disconnect and click on the link one more time to come back, okay? Awesome. While she's doing that, I'm going to take this opportunity just to remind people you can now comment not only through the Q&A banner that goes across the screen, you can also comment on the video live just the same way we always did in the past. And I wanted to give a shout out to the people who are currently watching that I can see. I see that Al, VSG11B, is watching. Hi, Al. And did I say your wife's name right? Hopefully I did. So let me know if I did or not. And also Pete Rocks is watching, and Pete is saying, hello, love you guys. Hi, Pete. Thanks for watching. And Mr. July, VSG Tony, is watching. And he's saying that he beat a teeny tiny Tommy Christine to get the first comment on the show tonight.
Wow, that's an accomplishment right there.
So how was your Mother's Day?
Mine?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you have two.
I'm not a mom, but we did celebrate here. Yeah. We had. My mom.
Go ahead.
My mom lives. She's in California, so she's 2,500 miles away. So my mother-in-law and my wife and I, we cooked out. We had cooked out, had a barbecue, made some burgers, and then watched a movie. Just hung out.
I saw that picture of your mom today. Mm-hmm. And then I saw the picture of, what's your wife's name? Christian. Today. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can't see you, but we'll get. Oh, can you hear us?
I can hear you. You can't hear me or see me?
Yeah, we can.
We can. We're good now. Okay. So real quick, I just wanted to say, every time that Christian posts a picture of her mom, I forget, what her mom looks like. Her mom is gorgeous, but she probably hears that like all the time.
Yeah, she looks. Yeah, they look more like, a lot of people say they look more like sisters than mom and daughter.
Yes, yeah. Welcome back, Rose. I'm glad you made it back okay. So I'm going to read the first question from a guest, and then we're going to talk a little bit about WSFA. So this question is from Terry Santiago, and she wants to know, does your mindset change? How do you keep the WLS mindset going? And I think she means because you're so far out from surgery, because I know that Terry's already had surgery herself. So I'm thinking, when you're as far out as you are, does your mindset change?
For me, no, because I think fear keeps my mind at a point where I know that I can go back, and I have fought through that. And I think every year you fight a little battle with yourself, and you learn to know that your tool is working. And if you take that one more bite, it reminds you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that you're perfect in anything that you do. It's that you've learned those habits enough to keep the mindset going. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm perfect and I don't eat bread, but I know what to do when I eat bread. I know what kind of bread. I know I need to take the stuffing out if I want. You know what I'm saying? There's all kinds of ways of going around of what you want, and yet your tool is going to remind you that you can't eat more than a serving. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a bag of chips, and you don't bring those in if you have problems with it.
So you're saying at 12 years out, your tool is still working.
Oh yes, at 12 years. I just recently got my labs done, and I got an MRI. It's not an MRI, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And the size of my gastric bypass, they say that it will stretch out to a little bit bigger than a walnut.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually saw my little walnut. It's still small. It still holds about 6 to 8 ounces.
And I'm sorry if you've already said this, Jim. Can you remind me? Did you have the VSG or did you have? Okay.
Sleeve. Yep.
And you were one of back in that time. It was a new thing, right? way back in the
Yes and
day?
no. My doctor, like I said, I don't know if you remember, he kind of sort of was one of the people in America that pioneered the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
So I have friends that are 10, 11 years out. He had already been doing it for several years when I had my operation done. But I'm the same way. My restriction's still there. I can eat probably, like she said, maybe 6 to 8 ounces, and I'm done. Especially if I start with, how we're supposed to eat, which is eat the protein first. You get 3 or 4 ounces of protein in, and I get a couple of bites of something else, and I'm done.
It's so awesome to hear you guys say that. I can also eat about 6 to 8 ounces, which freaks me out because it's so much more than I was able to eat, that first year post-op. But if that's where it's going to stop and it's not going to keep going up, that makes me...
It's completely normal.
Okay. That makes me feel a lot better because I thought, well, if at 2 years out, if I can eat this much, then how much am I be able to eat at 3 years out?
I mean, unless was a mechanical issue with how your stomach, your sleeve, or your pouch was made to begin with, you should maintain restriction throughout the subsequent years. I've seen statistics that say that basically, on average, a post-operative sleeve capacity should be anywhere from 8 to 12 ounces. So if you are in that area, you're fine. If you can eat 24 ounces, 28 ounces, that's almost going up to close to like a normal-sized stomach, then you may need to go back to the doctor and see if there was something wrong with how your sleeve was made, or
Yeah, and they will give you, and they'll test you, and they'll make sure that they'll do the swallow. They did the swallow on me. They did I was able to see my stomach. I couldn't believe it, because I think that if you learn not to graze and you learn to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, basically you're going to be okay. It's the people that are grazing along the way, knowing that that's going to cause weight gain. It just is. That happens to normal people.
Right.
That's not just weight loss surgery people. So if you play the game correctly, you'll win. If you plan to fail, you're going to fail. And I think that those are the habits that you need to learn now, so that when you're out 12 years, it's not so bad. I still believe in the protein first, but I'm going to eat, carbs for my brain. And, the other day somebody was talking about carbs, bad carbs, good carbs. I think that you still have to have enough to move. You still have to have the energy to do the exercise that you want to do. And even my gastric bypass doctor that I have now, he's very adamant about eating the right carbs. I do sweet potato. I do things that are going to, I do a lot of broccoli. I do things that are going to help me in the process. Especially with age, you need carbs for the brain. And people don't, I don't understand that, but it must be said. I don't want to offend anybody, because I do offend people sometimes with that kind of talk, because, but it's true. You've got to have it for at least for your, to maintain your brain, So I don't know. I know that we have to have protein first. If you get that protein first, you're not going to have enough room for the carby junk. You're not. You're just not.
Yeah, and I think most people like the whole low carb or no carb sort of mindset. I think really comes from the first few months out, when your doctors, for the most part, I think most surgeons are on board with the very low carb, high protein diet. But to me, that's just honestly, it's just not sustainable for life for most people. It's just not realistic. And like she said, is it really that healthy? I mean, I don't. I know there's a lot of people that do Atkins and they do, the keto diets and things like that. But I mean, a lot of these things are diets that have only been around for, a couple of decades, at best. And so what's the long-term consequences of eating, only 30 carbs total per day, and just having most of your intake protein and fat? I mean, that's not that good on your kidneys, I can tell you that much, and your body processing that much protein is probably a little bit harder on your body than eating a more balanced, for us WLS patients, I would say
that
a little bit
is
more
the
towards
key.
protein, but
balance,
right.
So Pete gave me some really good advice on this. When I got to a point where I could eat more and it freaked me out, he said have your protein, like your 3 to 4 ounces of protein, and then fill up on vegetables, which are good carbs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't consider vegetables like, especially leafy green vegetables. I mean, I don't consider those they're carbs, yes, but they're you know, they're not like, it's not like you're eating, you know, a candy bar or something. It's very different. And who's this Pete guy? What does he know about like health and fitness anyway? I mean, geez, Pete, don't listen to him.
So
I love my Pete.
He's
I love my
guru.
Pete. And my Pete my Pete learns. He has learned to tell me. Yeah, but he's learned to tell me if I say something in my videos and I've not said it correctly. That's why I was talking. That's why I think James was going to do the same thing to me. They'll correct me, which I don't mind. I know Pete might think I do, but I don't. I think that's amazing because I'm a teacher, or I was a teacher for 30 years. So if you can correct me and give me the correct advice, that's what I want in a nice way. In a nice way. And Pete's a sweetheart. He's my boy.
He is. And you weren't here earlier when I said who was watching, and he's one of the people watching, and he said that hello, and that he loves us guys. He said, I love you guys. So, and also,
LVSG
11B is watching, Mr. July VSG Tony, a teeny tiny tummy for Christine, and Indira, and I think I said her name right, but if not, correct me, Indira, because she corrected me last week and now I can't remember. And also, Christian Haney is PMing me because she can't comment live. She is also watching, and she said Happy Mother's Day. So, also, Al VSG 11B, just a comment, he said, quality of life is so much more important to me than the number on the scale, and I have to totally agree with you on that.
Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Amen.
So let's talk about the WSFA.
Okay, wait. Can I say something real quick? I wanted to go back real quick before Mama Rose got cut off when we came back. She was mentioning, like, you know, how she's 12 years old. I'll be 7 years out in September, and both of us have mentioned our tools are still working. You know, and that's very important to know that and to sort of realize that yes, our tools are still working. But I would throw in that the most important tool that we have that is still working, quote unquote, for both of us is up here. I mean, you know, there's plenty of people who, you know, when they have the surgery and they have the regain and they gain all their weight back, which does happen, it's because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and they have to fix what's up here first, and don't expect that the surgery is going to keep you from eating, like she said. You can eat a bag of chips all day, every day, you know, several bags a day, or ice cream or whatever, you know. There's more to than just relying on the surgery's restriction or the dumping or whatever to keep you on track, you know. And it comes from, like she said, forming those good habits and really realizing, you know, what's at stake, you know, for not just your health but your quality of life also.
But the thing is also, James, and you know, to say a little bit more about that, is that when people see me, first of all, I'm only 4'9". Don't y'all hate on a short person.
You're adorable.
But I am still a large person, so the people that have would never know how much I've lost would still consider me a large person.
Right.
But that's beside the point. I have to love me for me, right? And
right.
when you first believe, if you can believe and honor yourself and love yourself, then other people will see that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, people will see that too. That's where the problem comes in. When you know, oh, they're looking at me. Oh, look, they're already talking about me. You know, if you bring that, what do I want to say? If you bring that vibe to people, you're going to get that.
Right.
But if you bring how much you're living today compared to what I wasn't living before, and I show that with the smile and how I embrace my body and how I take care of it and how I dress, you know. I get everything from the thrift, but I get some good stuff. And I show you people that. I show you that. You know, I've got the jigglies. I don't hide my arms in the summer. I'm proud of my arms. These are my trophies. This is where I came from. And I will always rejoice where I came from. So that's the message today. Balance and love yourself.
I love your outfit of the days, Mama Rose. I think those are awesome. So let's talk about the
Thank you.
WSFA. Can you give us the background of how the WSFA was started?
Antonia, she went to the room. We got together at a meet and greet. She wants to talk to you. Oh. She wants to know how the WSFA started. She wanted you to comment.
And before she tells us the story, I just met Beth and Larry Tipton last weekend, and they told me a lot of cool things.
Hi.
Hi. So Beth and Larry Tipton were telling me about the start of the WSFA, and I thought it'd be really cool to share this story with everyone.
Oh, well, in a nutshell, yeah, the brief version is in 2010, a bunch of YouTubers got together in Las Vegas. We were all weight loss surgery patients that were kind of helping each other out. And I had become friends with Rosemary on YouTube, and we took her along with us, and we had a great time. And we were at that event, and that's when Rosemary was talking about her twin. And I'm like, wow, you're an identical twin. That's so cool. And, what does she think your surgery?
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, got dropped again.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Ah! Oh, no, I can't tell if they're frozen or...
No, they're not. They're still moving.
Oh, they're moving.
We can't hear you guys again. Sorry.
Is she doing sign? I think she was trying to do sign. So, unfortunately, ladies, I think you might need to... No.
Can you hear us?
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Yes.
I can hear you now.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, now you can?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear Tony? Okay. So, long
Yes.
story short, met Rosemary at an event in Vegas, found out her sister was trying to get surgery for about 10 years and couldn't. And so, coming home from this really great event of a bunch of people super enjoying their new lives, my husband and I were talking and said, we really should see if we can get people together like that to raise money to help people like Connie. So that's how it started. And I got a book called Nonprofits for Dummies, and that's where it started. So that was in 2010, and then in 2011 we had raised enough money for Connie's surgery, and since then we've
This was Connie. Both of us, actually.
Yeah.
At our highest weights.
And so Connie got her surgery, and since then we've done 19 surgeries, and we have more to announce in Nashville, of course. We average about 4 to 5 surgeries a year, and it all started just from, fellow weight loss surgery patients wanting to help other people get the. So my surgery anniversary is always usually during the meet and greet, so this year it'll be on the Friday. May 13th will be my 7-year surgery anniversary, so that's how I celebrate mine every year. I go into the meet and greet. But that's how it started.
Right before the meet and greet.
Yeah. So it's a cool thing, and I know you've been there, Jennifer. Jim,
Yes.
Have you been?
No, I haven't. This will be my first.
Oh, you're going this year?
Mm-hmm.
Him and
Yes.
his wife.
Oh.
His wife has had, what did she have, gastric bypass?
No, she had the sleeve also. She'll
She
be
had the
5
sleeve.
years out in
Oh.
September.
Oh,
You
so
tell her
cool.
I can't wait to give her a hug.
That's
Okay,
wonderful.
she's watching.
We have a lot of kind of couple sessions. We try to do classes and workshops and things that are both for people that are there all by themselves, couples that are there, support people. We try to incorporate everybody because it's not just the patient, but it's the whole family that's affected and needs support and needs to know what to do. Like, it's really easy to figure out what to do this first few months when you've got a booklet in front of you, but it's 5 years later that you're not necessarily sure what to do. And so I'm really glad you're going to be there. I look forward to meeting you and your wife, and we're going to have actually About 60% of the attendees this year will be new to us. Not necessarily their first year from surgery, but the first time they're at the event. So that's cool. And that's because we move it around. You know, it really helps.
Right.
If we'd kept it in Vegas the whole time, we would have gotten a lot of return people, but not a lot of new people. And we really need to grow, right? So it's really cool to go to Nashville. Where are you, James?
We're in Georgia, so we're driving. I mean, that's probably why. Last year we probably would have went, but it was just as far as finances, flying out to California would have been a little bit too much for us to do. So we figured, you know, if it's close enough for us to drive, we're gonna go. You know.
Which is why we thought Nashville would be good. Where do you live, James?
We're in Georgia.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a lot of people coming in from around that area that haven't been able to join us before. Some people are doing the Airbnb, you know, they're putting a bunch of people in a house, and they're making it affordable for themselves. So we know it costs a lot of money. It's not like this is a business conference where your company is paying for it. This is all personal funds. Most of the time it's somebody's vacation time.
Right.
It's a big deal. We know that when people commit to going, but we're thrilled. So it's going to be a great event, and a really fun one this year. And well, they're always good. Last year I thought was the best ever, and this year I think is going to be even better. So
I'm wearing gold and silver, Miss Jennifer.
Ooh, Jennifer, do you have your dress?
Yay!
Yeah.
It's arriving. It's arriving in 2 days. Fingers crossed it fits.
Uh-oh.
It will.
I know.
It will. I got the best deal ever. My outfit was almost $300, and I paid $16.
Nice.
Yeah, brand new. Yeah.
Brand new.
Yeah.
They were having this horrific clearance. It was just like
I'm going for the crown. That's
well. And it's a beauty this year. Actually, it's exactly the duplicate of last year's. I guess I liked it that much. I picked it twice. I try to pick a different one each year, but it's gorgeous. Very, very tall. And
awesome.
So
I already have a spot. I already have a spot in my classroom picked out where I'm going to display it. I'm a little bit competitive.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to see you bling it out, girl.
And my daughter will be there this year. She had gastric sleeve.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of families where there's grandma, mama, daughter, or sons, or you know, where it's multi-generational, and that just goes to show you that especially morbid obesity is it's a genetic thing, it's a emotional thing, it's such a complicated thing. It's hard for even us, the people affected by it, to understand it. So when other people are being, you know, nimrods about it and rude and stuff on the internet, you just have to say, you know, it's kind of like they don't know what they're talking about, and you have to try and educate them as best you can. And ourselves, like what you're doing with the show, Jennifer, is educational, right? You're helping people in a way that only someone from the inside out can do. So that's super valuable, really cool.
Thank you so much. You know, a couple of reasons. One, where I am in Iowa, there wasn't a lot of people to connect with here, so I was connecting with people through YouTube and Facebook. And I just wanted a place for us to come together as a community every week, not only to like lift each other up, but to share our stories and to be here. Like, this is like my support group, is this show.
Yeah. No, it's good, and that's how YouTube was for me, and
it still is for me. People think that it's not. Like all of a sudden, I don't need any support.
Yeah.
Hello, I still need support.
If in some ways more than a newbie.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And I love watching the newbies. And there's other people that, you know, they get shouted out, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that person, so I'll go to that person and watch them. I don't have the time that I used to have to sit there and watch all the time, but I do take my time to watch almost every day. I'm still an everyday watcher, and especially the people that, you know, respond to me the most. I'll go say, oh, she made a video. Let me go watch what she said, you know, or whatever.
For the people that are coming this year, one cool thing about the meet and greet that we've never had before is we're going to have Wi-Fi all over the event.
Awesome.
In past years we couldn't afford it. It costs the hotels charge thousands and thousands of dollars to give you internet access.
Mm-hmm.
But because the hotel made a few little mistakes, Laura, our event director, talked them into it. So now we have free Wi-Fi throughout the whole event, which means that we are going to be able to
live.
We can live Facebook, we can Periscope, and Twitter, and all those great things, which we're going to encourage people to do. In fact, we'll be sending out an email to everyone probably Monday with all of the handles and hashtags and stuff. But it's going to be cool for people who couldn't go, because they'll be able to watch a lot of the feeds coming in that we've never been able to do in the past because we didn't have internet access. The best we could do is take video and post it later. So I'm kind of excited. So if anybody listening to this has Periscope, it's just WLSFA on Periscope is our account. But, you know, whoever you are, if you have a Periscope account, let your people that follow you know you will be posting from the meet and greet, because you'll be able to. And same thing with Facebook. I don't know what they call it on Facebook.
Maybe you guys could write something on Facebook and just let people know.
Is it Facebook Live, or what do you say when you're doing a live video on Facebook?
Facebook Live.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Live on Facebook.
Wait, Mama Rose, what did you want us to write on Facebook?
Yes, that would be amazing. Just to get
What do you want us to put
the
on
word
there?
out.
Yeah. And then if everyone uses LSFA 2016, we have a tag wall that catches all of that stuff. But whatever, my point is just
hashtag
WLSFA 2016. So every year the hashtag is that with whatever year it is. And that'll collect all the posts and things from that year. But mostly, you know, for you guys, like you do this Google, I guess is a hangout. A lot of people are really into the live streaming. We really want people to do that this year and help raise awareness for what we're trying to do there, you know.
I love that. We tried to do a show last year from San Diego, but we just couldn't get a good connection and it didn't work.
Right.
But
you should this year. You should be able to do it.
Yeah, we don't have anything planned, but maybe we could put something together while we're there. We'll have plenty of people to talk to. So, can you tell us some of the classes or workshops that are going to be offered? I mean, I know they're on the website, but for people who might not have looked at the website yet.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to go, if you go to the WLSFA website and click on, you know, the event links that we have, you'll get to our online agenda. But there's all sorts of classes and speakers. I don't have it in front of me, but there's like Tinny McCarthy, who's a nationally known speaker on food addiction. She's a weight loss surgery patient 25 plus years out. Yeah. She has her own addiction center in Texas. She's on Dr. Oz and shows like that constantly. A very well connected person in the, you know, the world in terms of, you know, and educated, and she'll be there. We'll have Don McNay, New York Times bestselling author, who put out a book this year. He had weight loss surgery. He'll be talking. Dr. Weiner, who many of you know from YouTube, he's a bariatric surgeon. He's going to be speaking.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Dr. Lemaitre, or Dr. Lemaitre, however we say Dr. Matt's name, he's shaming in our whole Oath project. We're going to have a guy named Larry Myers who lost, you know, he was 900 pounds when he started. He lost 700 pounds. He calls himself Mr. Jello Cups because he started in a nursing home on his deathbed by eating only 3 times a day what would fit in a Jello cup. And after he lost, I think, 400 pounds on his own, he then had gastric bypass surgery to get rid of the, you know, the last 300 pounds. And now he's in the process of rebuilding his body with reconstructive surgery. So he's had quite a few surgeries, but he's going to be there. He's pretty amazing. The list goes on and on.
I'm going to be there, coffee talk.
Rosemary's going to do coffee talk. Is it your Saturday or Sunday?
Mine's Saturday at 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning. Yeah, 8 in the morning. We're going to have Elizabeth. What's Elizabeth's last name?
Elizabeth
Kilpatrick. She's going to be talking about social media and YouTube and how to use that as a support group. So talking about this kind of environment where people are building communities and connections to make it through, you know. I'm going to do a little talk on that.
There's going to be a panel with Regain?
A panel about Regain. There's a panel for men called the Bros or something, or Bro Time, and it's all about, it's going to be a panel of 5 or 6 different men talking about how obesity affects men, and also losing weight and the issues that men deal with, which are different than women. And there's going to be a panel on fashion. There'll be several panels. You're on a panel, right? Aren't you? Okay. Well, she stands alone. She's going to do her own coffee talk, which will have some.
I was supposed to be on a panel, but apparently I'm not on a panel.
We don't need you on a panel. You got your own time. But
hey, people are going to stop me enough, and I'm going to talk to them no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have Chopped. That's on Sunday. That's the Carney Wilson event. It's our 2nd annual. It's the Sunday's kind of the last day of the event, so we always have coffee and a quiche goodbye. And that's where people come and exchange numbers, say goodbye, you know, whatever. But they also, last year and now this year, we have Chopped, and we have people competing for amazing prizes. And Carney hosts it, and she's a ball. So if any of you have seen her, she's pretty frigging funny. And she's doing that.
So buy your tickets, guys, at least $20 worth. I never win anything.
Oh, you're
maybe
talking about the raffle.
Yeah, raffle.
That's, yeah, the raffle's
I want to
also.
win something this year. I want to win something this year.
I know. Why
I'm
don't
putting it out there.
She never wins anything.
I get all these tickets. I get all these tickets, and I don't win anything.
I won Dr. Katzen's basket last year,
Oh.
but it did not include any like free surgery.
Oh, damn. Well, you know, the year.
You got to talk to that man.
The year before, the basket did have $1,000 worth of plastic surgery in it. Dina got it. She got her boobs done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got a
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. It didn't pay for everything, but it was a good down payment, you know.
Yes.
So I don't think we have any free plastic surgery certificates this year, but we have some cool stuff.
Yes. No, you didn't mention it, but last year, and I didn't get to go to it because I didn't have my husband with me last year, but this year I will. I heard that you had a session for couples and that it was really incredible. Everyone who went to it absolutely loved it. Are you going to have that again this year? Okay.
Yeah. And I believe they're doing something like that this year as well. And we're also doing 2 5Ks. So on Saturday and Sunday mornings, get up early. And we have, it's a walk run. So if you don't run, no problem. You can walk it. It's just on the hotel grounds. It's a great way to get your blood moving in the morning. We have gorgeous medals to give to everyone, T-shirts, and some really neat, we're giving away some beautiful Fitbits to the winners, or, you know, whoever. It's not really, it'll be a race for those who run. How's that? For those who don't, it'll just be a non-scale victory to do it.
Yeah.
And a fun thing to do. And so whoever.
My doctor told me I can't do it, but I'll be cheering you on.
Yeah, if you can't, you
I'll be cheering you on.
Not everyone can.
Well, because of my knee.
Yeah.
Right now, they're trying to figure out what's wrong with my knee. So.
We'll wheel you around.
Yeah.
And
But
Tony,
anyway, so that's
Tony,
new.
what time is the 5K? What time are the 5Ks going to be at?
They're early. I want to say 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, because see,
Really
I'm
early.
volunteering.
I think from 7 to 8.
I'm volunteering at 8, so I don't think I can do the 5K. Yeah.
Everything's on
can't do a 5K in a half
sketch.org.
hour.
If people that are listening go to Sketch, SCHED.org, sketch.org, and search WLSFA Nashville, you'll find our agenda. It's also on our website. But yeah, and we'll be emailing all the attendees a reminder, but it's it's early because we have to fit it in, and everyone doesn't want to miss anything, right? So
right.
Even on Friday we have speakers and stuff, so we've got cooking classes, and it's just packed full of stuff.
We got that chop going on. Who's competing on chop? Do we know yet?
Yes, there's but don't ask me right now. There's we have judges and people, and I can't tell you right now who they are. I don't remember, but
we have one judge we know.
Who? Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Judges are Carney and Rosemary and Kirk from Seattle, and there's a male competitor named Phil.
Oh yes, Phil.
Phil Olson?
Yes, Phil.
Yeah. Phil's going to be one of our
Oh,
competitors. And
awesome.
I'm forgetting the other two ladies. So bad. Jody Oldies.
Jody Oldies.
And then
Nice.
there's another
She's
lady.
my roommate, or I'm her roommate.
And there's another lady, and I can't remember her name. But anyway, so there's 2 girls and a guy cooking, and there's 2 girls and a guy judging. And the winner gets a $500 Vitamix. Amongst others, they get a year's worth of
James, you should compete.
product. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
should be in
sure.
the top.
Do you cook?
He cooks,
Mm-hmm.
and he makes some darn good stuff.
Well, there's next year, James. I didn't. We put the call out a couple times for people to to tell us if they wanted to compete. So if you didn't get that, I'm sorry about that. But we'll do it again.
If somebody decides to get out, we'll put you in.
Yeah, we'll put you in. You're our alternate, official alternate. It'll be fun.
It's like,
Are you going to have the same for?
That's not enthusiasm, James. That's not. You ain't enthused enough.
I can't wait till somebody drops out. How about that? Phil, I hope you get sick.
Okay, this judge approves. Okay.
Are you going to have the same photographer there, Arian?
And then we have
Miller?
dancing and stuff. Aaron Miller's taking photographs again, of course. Aaron's like amazing. He's like paid $5,000 an hour by fashion companies to take photographs, and he does it for us for free.
My Patty Cakes, I love her.
Because his wife is a patient, so he's a big supporter. And of course, Patty takes pictures too, and she's fantastic. And then, we're going to have a videographer there roaming with video camera this year. We're going to have a Take the Oath booth right by registration. And it's got like one of those logo walls, you know what I'm talking about? Like with it'll, it's called a step and repeat, where it'll have the fat shaming logo and our logo, and you can stand there and take the oath and post it to your own Facebook or Twitter or whatever during the event. All kinds of little things like that. It's just it's chocked full of nuts. And then we've got country western night, and Friday night's always hosted by Celebrate Vitamins, and Nick, who's one of the owners, Nick and Vic. Nick is a country singer in his own right. He's got albums and everything to his name, and like his best friend is Vince Gill, right? But we couldn't get Vince there, but Nick's going to sing a couple songs on Friday night, so we're happy about that. We're going to do line dance lessons for everyone again, and everyone loved that the first time we did it.
I stepped on both my feet.
Yeah.
I stepped on my own feet.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do line dance.
And excellent food. The menu's gorgeous. So,
I might be from Texas, but I can't line dance.
No, but you're you do all right.
But I can salsa dance.
Jennifer, how many of the meet and greets have you been to?
Only one, so this is my second one, and this year I'm bringing my husband with me.
Good.
Ooh, I can't wait.
What's his name?
David Bleacher. Yep. And Christian Haney has a question for you about the sponsor. She wants to know if Premier Protein is going to be a sponsor, if she wants to try their new banana shake.
They are a donor. They're not going to be there as in sponsoring a table, but they have donated full-size products for the goodie bags. What flavors? I'm not sure if the new banana is going to be in there or not. I don't know. We'll know on Thursday when we unpack all the boxes what came in. But they're definitely going to have. That's the other thing, is goodie bags are going to be ridiculous.
I tell you what, if I remember, and there is a banana one in there, I'll hold one for you.
So
So you can
nice.
taste it.
And
But
Gretchen,
there's going to be the goodie bags this year are going to have a lot of full-size products, not just little samples. So I'm excited about that.
and the goodie bags last year were awesome, so I can just imagine what they're going to be like this year. So Gretchen D. Johnson is watching.
I think
and
they're going to be even better.
And she can't attend this year, and she's really upset about not being able to attend. But she's so excited about your announcement about all the live streaming and stuff being available, so that she can also participate in what's going to be happening. Another question,
That's
real
good.
quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I lost the question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. So I have another question, and I feel like it's really important.
What?
And I can't remember it.
What was the question?
What was the question?
I can't remember. I'm sorry. Okay, it's okay. So I do have a few more questions for just Mama Rose. I'm going to go through the last 10
All right.
inside the WS Studio questions. So
She's going to go attend to her husband.
okay, tell her thank you for us.
She says thank you.
So
You're
I
welcome.
know you've seen the show with our new questions. So are you familiar with this part of the show?
Oh, the last ones?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to start asking me those
Yes.
questions?
Are you
Well,
ready?
before that,
Okay.
yes, but before that, can I say something real fast?
Yes.
Okay. There's a quote by John Robinson that says this. Because we spoke about balance and loving ourselves for who we are and where we stayed and where we turned out, the joy is that we can take back our bodies, first of all, to reclaim our health and restore ourselves to balance, because that is the key. We can take power over what and how we eat. We can rejuvenate and recharge ourselves, bringing healing to the wounds we carry inside us and bringing to fuller life the wonderful person that each one of us can be and is.
Oh, I love
So
that.
I just wanted to say that in loving ourselves for who we are, not for who we think we should have been.
And before I do these last 10 questions, I just had a last-minute question come in, and it's an anonymous question, but I feel like it's an important one that we should answer, and I think we should each take an opportunity to answer it. Let's start with Jim on this. Jim, what advice would you give to somebody who's brand new coming to this meet and greet on how to meet people?
How to meet people. I've never had a problem doing that, but I guess I think most people's advice is don't sort of sit in the corner and be a wallflower. Try to, even if you have some issues with socializing with people and being uncomfortable in situations, find the strength and the opportunities to go and meet people and talk to people. If you see a group of people, don't be intimidated. Go up to them, talk to them, because they're going to be very open and welcoming you. I think that there's a lot of people it can be quite intimidating to some people, but just know that I think the overwhelming majority of people there are good people, and they also we all share this common bond that you automatically have. So it's very easy to to understand each other. So just don't be afraid to go up to people and talk to people. I'll be there. You can come and talk to me. You might not want to talk to me because I might not stop.
And Mama Rose, what would you say to somebody who asks that?
For me, I actually go up to people.
Yes. Well, and I want to tell this person.
I don't get you. I've seen so many people just sit in a corner, and I go up to them, and they're kind of like, "You need to get away from me already." So I annoy them. I don't have that problem, So my advice is to be yourself. My advice is to be yourself. If you feel like you're that anxious and you cannot talk or go up to that person, eventually somebody like me is going to come up to you and talk to you. You're not going to be sitting there very long by yourself. I promise you.
Yes. And I just want this person to know.
Yes, and spend your time looking for people like that.
Yes, exactly. Look for others like that. But I also want to let this person know that I think a lot, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I can speak for myself. Even for me, I'm nervous about going and meeting people, even though these are my people and I love them and we have this connection. But I'm not going to let that hold me back from putting myself out there and trying to approach people and meet people and get to know them. And if I don't come up to you and introduce myself and try and say something to you, come up to me and talk to me, because I want to talk to you. I really do. I want everyone to, who wants to talk to me, to come talk to me. So I just want you to know you're not alone in feeling nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous too. So a lot of us are in that place.
I am too.
Wow.
Of course, when I start walking in, usually I'll hear "Mama Rose" and I'll turn around. But there's times where that doesn't happen, and I'm trying to find people because I embrace everybody. So I won't give you your hand. Don't try and shake my hand, because that ain't gonna happen. I won't give you a hug.
I was gonna say one other thing too.
She's a hugger.
I was gonna say one other thing that's a good idea, if it's not too late, is volunteer for one of the events, because I think that's a good way to get to know people. Like you'll be
Yeah.
forced to, people will come up and talk to you and ask you questions, things like that. So if it's not too late to volunteer, I don't know if they're still looking for any, but you can do that. My
Oh,
wife's
yes,
volunteering for
yes.
something. Yeah.
Great advice. I did that last year. I was a greeter at 2 of the events, so I was forced to meet people at the door and greet them and welcome them. And I take my job seriously, so it was my job to do that. And then I also took tickets, and I would recommend either one of those activities if you want to meet people. Also,
Yeah,
there's like
most
the night
definitely.
before you can help put the gift bags together, right? On Thursday night.
That's Thursday between 12 and 2, and that's my job. So I hope I get a lot of volunteers because I'm going to need them.
If I were going to be there that early, I would totally come and help you out. I would.
I know.
Okay, so let's
Connie
do.
and Alfred are coming in to help. So
Oh, good. I can't wait to see Connie again. Okay. So we could talk all night long. So let me get to these questions. Okay, what is your favorite word?
love, embrace,
Oh, that's mine too, Mama Rose. What is your least favorite word?
the F word.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I hear it a lot, and I hear it a lot, and I don't judge about it. And,
Thank you.
If I was to hit my finger, I'd probably say it, but it's not one that I grew up with.
That's my favorite swear word, so I'm sorry. What turns you on, creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Emotionally.
And what turns you on emotionally?
I think the kindness that people give me. I just get very emotional, and I just feel like that's just something that there's not enough in this world, is kindness. Because people think that if you have to be, if they're ugly to you, you have to be ugly to them, and I don't believe in that. I don't.
And what turns you off?
Unkindness.
Okay, Mama Rose, what is your favorite curse word?
Shit.
That just made my whole week. Okay, what sound or noise do you love?
The coffee brewing.
Oh, is there going to be coffee at your coffee talk?
Of course. Of course, and protein shakes.
Awesome. What sound or noise do you hate?
The water going tick, tick, tick. I can't stand that. When my bathroom's messed up and you can hear the sink.
What profession other than your own would you like to try? I guess you're retired, but
Painting. I don't know. I'd like to be I'd still like to be a teacher, but teach people, how to be. I don't know how to do this. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know how to do this, but I would love to be an art teacher at some point in my life, if that was possible.
oh, I love that. Okay, Mama Rose, and I know that you believe this. If heaven exists, which I know you believe, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
The traditional one, I don't want to say, because everyone says that, just to come in because you're good and faithful, my good and faithful child. I would want to say, your mother's standing over there. Go hug your mama.
Okay, don't make me
I
cry.
miss my mama.
Thank you so much.
But that's what I would want.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Thank you so much for being on the show this week, and don't make me cry. Okay, we don't have a plan to have a show next week. We might have something surprise pop up now that we know there's going to be Wi-Fi available, but we're planning on taking next week off, and then we will be back with you the following week. Actually, Liz will be back, and unfortunately, I don't remember who her guest is. Do you happen to know, James? who her guest is.
Oh.
Okay, no problem. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in a few weeks. Bye
Bye.
everyone.